get interpreted. That's simply, are you on the list or you're not? And the problem is that shopping in a market sense is not. And that's why I think people got upset. I wasn't involved in any of that. I responded just as Barbara did in Plum Beach when we got bombarded with phone calls. My God, they're doing something to Lundys. I wasn't too concerned about the graffiti or a little surface rust drifting from the awnings. I figured that would happen when the place was closed for a few years. But we did get a lot of calls, and just like anybody else, we called landmarks. In fact, I spoke to their law enforcement chief today, who explained there were a bunch of violations, but you guys addressed it, and you explained what happened. You went ahead. I hope you fired your architect, by the way.
Gene, go ahead.
Okay. All right. For those of you who don't know what Mr. Barrison was talking about, here's a copy of the Special Sheepshead Bay District. You can find, again, you can find it online at the Department of City Planning website.
It's boring, folks.
It's very boring. I'm not going to deny it. We are in Area C of the Special District. You'll see there's a map. It goes from A through H. And
we're C or B?
We're in C.
C, okay. That's what I thought.
But if we're in B or C, A through E has the same use group, which is called Use Group SB.
Right.
Now the first...
Stands for Sheepshead Bay.
Stands for Sheepshead Bay, yes.
That's
You
how
just
they
find
come up
94-062, which I believe talks about Use Group SB. Just give me one moment here. Here we go. Use Group SB. The first special use within Use Group SB is called convenience, retail, or service establishments. To me, that's kind of broad, people. And to me, that might be up to interpretation.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, let me interrupt you right there for Ruth and everyone else commenting. The special district is designed to be read with each use that you read, like Gene is correct in reading the uses, incorporated with the goals and purposes that are described in the special use district as how you can decide and interpret what that convenience and retail is.
So it's an interpretation.
No, it's interpretation based on the goals and the purposes which spell out recreation, water-related, to promote the maritime, blah, blah, blah area. Or
So my question here was accessory.
Anthony, so now we agree it's an interpretation, it's just a matter of what the interpretation goes to. So let's read what the Special Sheepshead Bay District says is the goals and what they're supposed to promote. Encourage development that will strengthen and protect the neighborhood's unique waterfront recreation and commercial character. Does this fall within commercial character that is unique waterfront recreation? We're in Lundys, the original jewel of Millionaire's Row. Again, it's your interpretation, I feel here. I'm going to respectfully disagree with Mr. Barrison on what the interpretation of it may be. But ultimately, what I believe who has the final say is the Department of City Planning. And I feel we need to let the Department of City Planning do their job. We need to give them our input, and they need to make a determination as to whether this fits within Use Group SB. And I'll be glad to listen to anybody else, including Mr. Barrison and anybody else who wants to talk.
Gene, you're pretty much close, but the commercial, again, it has to be read with the interpretation of the special district, and those commercial uses back then, when the special district was written, was marine bait and tackle shops, sporting fishing shops, and places like that, related to the waterfront.
Can I just say something? I don't think there's anybody in this room that came out in this freezing weather that doesn't believe that we all love Sheepshead Bay and we all love Lundys. I think we all have that. I think we all have that we want the outside of the building to stay the same. I think everybody sitting here knows that we don't have a snowball chance in hell of controlling Department of City Planning or the Buildings Department, because ultimately it's their decision and our politicians' decision. But I don't think that we should, no offense to our councilman, Mr. Finn.
I wish.
You know, he's not even in this district. I think the point is that as a civic group, we felt it was our responsibility to bring you here, to give you food for thought, and to allow you, lawyer, my son, or Mr. Barrison can debate the issue forever, that the common folk here are here to say, hey, we've dealt with this building for years now, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's the reason why you brought me here. We are not bought out, and we are not selling out Cherry Hill. I think everybody here knows Sheepshead Bay, Plum Beach better than that. We are living with the results of the special district being desecrated straight down Emmons Avenue. And we fought and we fought, and we made a lot of enemies, and we upset a lot of people. We're here to tell you that this is what's going on, so you know it firsthand, okay? My opinion is, Sheepshead Bay has a rap that we don't like development. And there are a lot of builders who don't like us because we fought and we fought and we fought. I think there are a lot of people here who would agree. What we want Cherry Hill to know is we're not saying we're against you. We don't want you to go out of business. We recognize you spent a lot of money. All we want is the outside of the building taken care of. The inside of the building, it's all yours, Anthony, to fight with whoever you have to fight with. That's the bottom line. But nobody's saying that we wouldn't love this place to be a bait and tackle shop or a marine museum. But the truth of the matter is, I'd like to be a millionaire. Lou sometimes would like to be king. I mean, all of us would like to be something. We can't always get what we want. And that's the bottom line. But we have to be real. The property values of our homes have gone down. The businesses are dropping dead. The fishing boats are leaving. Wouldn't it be just possibly great that this place became a great success? We couldn't find parking all over Emmons Avenue. The parking lot got filled and the overflow went to the fishing boats, our houses, and everything. In a perfect world, that would be great. That's all we're trying to say. We're trying to give you the other side of the coin. And the community group feels that we wish to God that the violations that were given here and the action that came here came down on those 8 blocks down there like a ton of you-know-what, and it didn't. So we're here to say this is what it is.
And we're still living with it.
And we're living with all the empty condos and all the empty buildings. With their $600,000 price tags. Meanwhile, the prices of our houses went down how much?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Listen, I want to just
And I
make sure
calculator.
that this gourmet market is internal, that it's not going to come creeping outside.
With shopping carts.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It'd be a sidewalk.
I'm very distrustful.
Bruce, that was my first question. I don't want to see wall-bound shopping carts, and I don't want to see food market outside with banana peels. That was the first question we asked.
Absolutely not.
And we took a tour of here before, and I was very surprised. I don't want to say a supermarket, and nobody does. And if anybody thinks that we're going to lay down and roll over and not be the same watchdogs that we've been for the last how many years, or thorn in people's sides, or that we have just taken, you know, a stand and we're rigid on it, and that we're just saying, just go do what you want, the rest of the area is roomed anyway. That is not what we're saying. Not at all. This is like no supermarket I've been in, and I understand that people have reservations as far as that aspect, and that has to be examined. I mean, you're entitled to those reservations and your opinions.
Yes.
What are going to be the hours of the market, the restaurant, the cafe, and how many people do you plan on employing once everything?
The hours aren't decided yet. We will employ probably between 110 to 130 people in the community, but the hours are not yet decided.
Yes.
Can you just give a rundown of what you'll be selling, you know, in the market part? I mean,
Type of food.
Type of foods, we'll be selling prepared foods, all different types of hot foods to go, dinners, we will sell seafood. Down here we will sell salads, organic, a lot of organic, bakery. We have a cafe, little kitchen over there in the bakery. For the cafe outside, we'll be serving as our menus say, and just different types of health foods. A lot of organic foods we sell, because everybody's health oriented today. We'll have prepared foods, we'll have basically everything. But as you look around, we are not a supermarket. We are 14, down here we are roughly 12,000 square feet, you know? So, variety, yes, we have to have, yes.
Are you responsible for the outside of the entire building